Hi guys, welcome to Make With Me Monday. My name is Robyn French-Smith. It's Monday, which means it's time to make something together. Let me grab my chapstick though, hold on. I'm perched. So, today I am going to do something really simple, but also really cool. I'm very excited about it. And if you're in Patreon, I'm going to show you how I do the second part of this, how I made that piece. I'll show you in Patreon. But what we're going to do is we're going to paint these little elephants, these little baby elephants. How cute are they? This is the Cada Molds baby elephant. And so we're going to paint these really simply. And then we're gonna do something so badass. You're gonna kind of not believe it. Maybe, you might believe it, I don't know. Actually, I don't know what your range of belief goes to. Kelly says hi, Jody says hi. Hi guys, yay, I'm glad I'm able to see comments today. So, oddly, today when I went to go post the live as an event on Facebook, it didn't have the it wouldn't give me the ability to post it as an event by itself, but it was like letting me perhaps set it up as a recurring event, which I was like, that's probably smart anyway, I should probably do that. And then when I would go to post it, it would tell me I don't have promotion. I don't have permission to post on the Bath Fizz and Foam page. And so I don't know what it was doing, but normally, like, some of the buttons were gone that are normally there. I don't know what was going on. I just was like, I don't know. So we'll see. You know, you just gotta roll with it whenever technology goes weird on you. Jody, did you say, did I say hi back to Jody yet? I don't know. Hi, Jody. Kelly says that they love that mold. I know, it's so cute. It's so cute. You're just gonna love what we're gonna do with it. So the first thing I'm gonna do though is I'm going to have this little template I made, and I'm just gonna go through on my oliphants, and I'm going to outline this little area on their heads of my elephants, and because I don't want to put mica paint in that area. Why? I'll tell you later. You're gonna love it though. So yeah, and I'm gonna lightly spray them with 91% isopropyl rubbing alcohol. You don't have to. I just think that that can help with them painting easier or whatever. The silver that I used is polished silver from TKB. I will include a link, obviously, to that. So I'm just gonna do this to let myself know not to paint into that area. Okay, I'm gonna do that on, actually I don't need to spray them all yet. I'm just gonna do that little template area first so that I know not to paint into that area yet, because I'm going to do something else there. And then the rest of the painted elephant is really basic and boring. Hold on, I have to get another paintbrush. Yeah, the rest of the outline is pretty basic and boring, so we're going to see how we all feel about that. Jody says I did, so I did say hi. Okay, good. And also that you joined Patreon and you're excited for all your learning. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot that's going on in there. Like, I kind of am just, I had like a really organized plan in my head initially, and now it's just kind of devolving into me like just brain dumping like everything I think about in there. So if y'all can tolerate that, then good. Okay. All right, so we have those little areas marked out. Now if it's okay, like for this one where it kind of overlaps, it doesn't go perfectly, it's fine. I don't really care that much about it. Who else said something? Somebody else said something. April says, you need that mold. It's perfect for your brand. Oh, wait, are you Big Tub Splash Treats? I might be wrong about that. It's super cute though. It's just a little baby elephant. How cute is he? And I'm just gonna be really boring and basic about it. We're just gonna paint him. I know in your head you're like, Robyn, we expect more, you know? We expect you to go like extra. What? What are you talking about? Me? Extra on this stuff? I don't know, never. So yeah, so this is a Cada mold. Obviously I'll share the link for this when I'm done. I thought about doing his ears pink inside of his ears, but the one that I tested, I didn't really like the way it looked. I liked it better when it was a little simpler because I want the emphasis to be on this little piece on his head. And so I'm just gonna make him real simple. Just a simple, easy project. Nothing to write home about or get excited about at all. Right? Y'all totally believe that, right? I also thought about doing his little peats, his little toes pink. Thought about doing his little foot pads pink. I'm not doing that today. We're just gonna go real simple and basic. Okay. And then I'm gonna do his eyes, and then I'm gonna show you what the rest is gonna be, and you're gonna freak out, I hope. Okay, so we have him painted. Looks cute, looks fine, right? I got a little bit of black right here. And I'm gonna do his eyes. And then, are you ready? Are you ready for it? Okay. So I have right here a little headpiece and a little tassel that I made out of bubble dough. I used that template to make it. This is the Patreon bubble dough. The Patreon bubble dough is almost ready. There's a few things I'm waiting on to see how it performs with. One of the things I'm waiting on is warmer weather. I need to see how it does when it gets really hot outside. But another thing that I'm waiting on is a name. I have to think of a really good name for it. And I have a few different variations of it. Look at this tiny freaking tassel. Shut up, right? Oh my God, it's so cute. I have a few ideas for the name, and I was actually thinking of piggybacking off of Wonder Bar and possibly calling it Wonder Clay or something like that. How cute now! I did think about maybe going in and embossing this bubble dough, because I can do that, or adding a fringe to it, and I might do that later. I still have time. Like, I can always go back and edit it later and add a fringe if I want to, but it's just that little extra, oh, okay, I got comments going on here. In the South, we call it lanyap. It's that little something extra that you do that kind of makes things go to the next level. Okay, somebody said, you've only seen 2.0 on Patreon. Is that the newest? 2.0 is not technically the newest, but I think it's one of the better versions of it. So like the current versions that I'm using are all variations off of 2.0. It's a very good version of it. very close to what I think the final version will be. And there's actually one more version I might release to Patreon, because I want to see kind of one more thing that I think it might be able to do, which is, I think it might be able to be used as a reusable bubble bar, which I know is something that people have asked for, because Lush has a reusable bubble bar. So I have some right now that are actually right here to test. I put them in a 3D, this is like a Cada mold, so I wanted to see how they did in 3D molds. They did fine. This is a cutter stamp from Sophistication, so that, but this is to see how they do as a reusable bubble bar. So it's kind of one more little version. I might release that one to Patreon as well, just to see like what is y'all's experience with it. See, we used to do test groups, and we still might, like if we have like a big recipe release, like the low humidity recipe, and we really needed people who are like focused on helping us get that low humidity recipe like out, we may still do like test groups someday. But right now I just kind of use Patreon as like my test group to take their feedback on what they say and try to modify it. So there's like a few different versions I think that will be in the final PDF though, because I want to do, like, I want you to be able to do it unscented or with fragrance. Kind of, it depends on what you're going to use it for. And unfortunately, if you just leave the fragrance out, you have to tweak the formulation. So there'll probably be those two versions. And then at least, that's like, at least it's going to have that. And then I'm thinking about the reusable one. And then there's one more thing I'm thinking that it might be able to do. I think I want to trim this down just a little bit, actually. Let me see. I'll trim this down just a little bit, because his tassel hangs in his face like Dumbo, which is like arguably the saddest movie that has ever been made. So much of it that I don't like. But he was cute, even though it's like heartbreaking. And then put his little tiny tassel on. Yeah, I think that's a little bit better. This tassel like hangs right in his eyes, and this one's a little bit higher. And you can see that the tassels are gonna hang on, and that bubble dough is gonna hang on. It's not gonna fall off. So there we go. Aw, somebody says aw. I know, he's so cute. So I was debating doing the elephant, and then I also have a monkey to do, and I also have a hot air balloon to do. And so I just decided I was gonna do, oh my god, I was gonna do them this weekend on Patreon as like, I was like, oh, I might do an impromptu painting session, and I told Patreon that I might do that, and then I ended up not doing it because I worked in my garden this Saturday for the first time in a long time, and I got a horrific sunburn on my back. Like, you can see it probably radiating out of my shirt. It was so bad, and that like basically did me in. I don't know, I guess I am very pale. I forget that how pale I am. Like, once I'm out in the summer and like doing things, I like develop a tan, and then it doesn't really matter. But it's been all winter and I don't have any kind of tan, and so I was out in the garden for like 5 hours, and I'm still paying for it. Like, it legitimately still hurts. I actually debated today doing making some of the best ever body butter, and then doing it with like a skin repair kind of version of it. And then I was like, that's just like a lot of effort. And I have all these cute elephants to do. And plus I did the funnel cakes last week. So I want to like kind of stay on like consistent with the theme of finishing up these like circus carnival ones. But yeah, I definitely contemplated that because I made my husband put on some for like on my back. I have some jojoba oil that is infused with calendula or calendula, however you say it. And I made him put that on my back with like a paintbrush because I was like, I don't think I can even do like your fingers on my back. It's so sensitive right now. So wear sunscreen, guys. I wore sunscreen on my face. I don't know why I was like, I will put sunscreen on my face, but not on my back, which will definitely be showing in this tank top. Don't know what I was thinking. Trisha says hi. Hi, Trisha. It's nice to see you guys today. I don't know. I mean, okay, on the one hand, I am glad that... So I've been trying to do the Make With Me Mondays and scheduling them as an event because then that gives you a heads up. It gives you time to like plan for the Make With Me Monday and all that stuff. But every now and then it won't let y'all talk to me. Or it will, but I can't see the comments until afterwards, and I don't know why it does that. But this time, events were just literally gone. Like, I cannot find events on my app, so I don't know what's up. Let me trim this one a little bit. So for the monkey, I'm thinking I'm going to do a little vest for him. And I thought about doing a little like Shriner's hat looking thing for him. I don't know what those hats are called. A fez? Are those hats called a fez? I thought about doing one of those. So we'll see what we do for the little monkey. I'm just like obsessed with these little teeny tiny tassels. And like people have said, why do we need another, like, what's the difference between Bubble Dough and Wonder Bar? And you cannot do this with Wonder Bar. Definitely can't do this with Wonder Bar. So, especially not that tiny tassel where we have like all those little details. So, to me, that's what it's good for. It's almost like bubble fondant, except we already used the word bubble fondant. And I've like brainstormed like, okay, do I call it bubble fondant 2.0? But then, you know, bubble fondant kind of has this like, it's cool, but it's like an old recipe from like a long time ago. It's more like a brainstorm recipe, right? Like a starter recipe, and it doesn't bubble that great. Like it bubbles okay, but it doesn't bubble that great. Like the most of that was focused on like it being a design element. So the thing that's really cool about this bubble dough is that it can be a standalone product. So like those little carrot bubble things that I did, that is enough to actually, even those sharks I tested like one of those sharks, which is like 1.5 ounces, and that was enough to make a whole tub full of bubbles. So it does definitely bubble a lot, so it can be a standalone product, but it gives you that flexibility of doing tiny details and adding elements. So anyway, there's just a lot to consider. So I'm thinking maybe that we're gonna call it Wonder Dough or Wonder Clay or something like that. The only problem is if I call it Wonder Dough, I have the tendency to say Wendo, because like my brain just runs it together. My brain's like Wonder Dough, Wendo, which sounds really dumb. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm excited about it. And we're getting close because it's already in the 80s outside. So when I say like I'm waiting for hot weather, like we're not that far away. I live in Houston. You guys may be up in the north where it's still snowing, okay? But we are completely done with winter here. We barely had a winter. We had like, you know, a couple months of cold. That's it. That's how we do it in Houston. And don't be jealous or, you know, feel like somehow you're gonna wish that you could come down. Because I always say that, like, the people who settled in Texas, they must have come to Texas in March or April. Okay. And then they must have already built a whole ass house by the time July and August swang around, to where they were like, I've already committed and put a lot of time into this. I can't walk away from it now. And then now they're stuck here. And then that's how they got stuck here, because once we get to summer, it's horrific. The heat is just like unbearable. So that's my assumption. If you know better, tell me. But I've seen pictures of like early Houston when it was literally still a swamp, and I'm like, these people are so dumb. Why are they staying? It's not gonna get better, people. It's not gonna get better. It's just gonna keep being this hot all the time forever. Look how cute he is. I might save, actually I have, I might save the last one and see about putting a side fringe on it, or I might just save that for the monkey. I don't know, I can't tell. How cute is that? Just little additions. See, I thought about painting his ears pink. I thought about doing his feet pink. I thought about doing like a lot of other things. But I just think that that simple little thing right there. I also thought about putting little cuffs on his feet, and I might do that. It's a little bit harder to add these kinds of details once I've painted it, but it is possible. It's just like a little bit more difficult because the paint like kind of makes it slide off, but we'll try. We'll see. Yeah. And then I'm gonna see if I go onto my Facebook app. If I don't want to do this because I don't want to have to like re-log in and try to figure out my login, but I'm gonna go to my Facebook app and see if I delete my app and then re-download the app to my phone, if that will fix the issues with it not letting me create an event. And then I was literally just thinking that I should just create a recurring, something where it happens every week event, so that it's kind of like always up there, so it's easier for you guys to find it. I don't know, I'm just trying to do things to make your lives easier, okay? And we're gonna see. This color for the elephant was supposed to be gray, and I used red 40 and blue 1, but the blue 1 was from, like, they were from 2 different suppliers. And so sometimes, I think I've talked about this in some color studies, but sometimes the suppliers have different dye loads, and then that can impact like how the color studies come out. But he was initially supposed to be gray, but he's literally very dark denim blue, which is still really pretty. But yeah, it's just something, you know, if you're struggling with color studies, suppliers matter. Just all I'm gonna say about that, you know what I mean? Okay, let's get his little face. See, this is super simple. I feel like, also, like when we did the funnel cake and I was like, this is super simple, like you can totally do this. I feel like this is a very simple, like you can totally do this, right? It's doable. Just paint this little guy, and then I will probably try to add the cuffs to at least 1. We'll see. And I don't know about the fringe. We'll see. And okay, so I'm just gonna spray this area with rubbing alcohol and then put his little cap right on there. So cute. You know what? I'm gonna trim this tassel. This tassel's long. I love like miniature things, tiny things, so sorry, that's my obsession and you're gonna have to all deal with it, okay? Oh my god, he's so cute. Okay, last one. And then that's it. We're done. That's so easy, right? Did I spray this guy already? Let's start. Okay. Whew. Add a little bit more rubbing alcohol to this. It's getting thick. And, yeah. And if you're in Patreon, I have a video of how I made these, like the little tassels in particular. I'm sure is the biggest question. I'm sure you can figure out how to make the little cat, but I do have how I made those, and it's like a quick video, but I'm gonna upload that this afternoon for you guys. And then I don't know, any other questions that you have, make sure that you ask them and I'll try to answer if I can. If you're in Patreon, you probably know what's up with this paint. I did like a couple videos, 3 videos this month about painting bath bombs, and I was so, oh my gosh, I was so behind because I had COVID in January, and then like literally the first week, I think in February, we had a tornado, so our internet was like shot. So it's been nice to be able to finally like upload stuff again and like be back doing things. Okay, we're almost done with this little guy. And obviously you don't have to make them circus themed. This is a really cute mold anyway, so I would highly recommend this mold. It was very, very easy to work with. Same with the monkey. I'll show you the monkey. Same with the monkey. Super easy to work with. So, highly recommend those. If you're in the mood and looking for a mold, in the market for some circus animals, I don't know. Some baby animals, you know, because it's kind of a baby animal theme. Okay, let's do this last little guy. Trim him down a little bit. So this version that I am using right here, somebody asked about 2.0 or whatever. This version right here is actually 2.0. So, it is pretty much, it's a really good version of Bubble Dough. So, if you're curious, that is the actual version that I'm using on this. And I just spray some rubbing alcohol on it. I push it straight onto the bath bomb and it'll stick. It'll harden on there. It won't activate it or anything like that. I haven't tried painting them, but you might be able to paint. Have I tried paint? I don't think I've tried painting it. So, asking myself questions I don't know the answer to. Just trim that down a little bit. And then do his little tiny tassel. How cute are they? Just think about Dumbo, but don't think about the sad parts of Dumbo where like he cries because his mom gets taken away from him, which like is agonizing to watch. So just don't think about that part, and don't think about the racism in it, and don't think about the just like drug use, and don't think about the oppression and all that stuff. Just think about him cute when he's cute, okay? Just think about the cute part, and we'll have a little baby Dumbo. And that's pretty much it for today. Thanks for hanging out with me, and as always, happy making.